art performance put on at the class of 2018. This show was inspired by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or the UDHR, a document that was written by Eleanor Roosevelt in 1948. She wrote the UDHR after World War II because she wanted to find a way to prevent the horrors of the Holocaust from ever happening again. In the UDHR, she outlined all of the rights that all human beings should have, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or nationality. She presented the UDHR to the United Nations, hoping to have it adopted by all countries, but America never did. This performance is meant to highlight some of the rights addressed in the UDHR that still need to be protected. We believe that we need to unite to fight for our rights as a diverse group of people who have shared interest in equal rights of all people. Just as Eleanor Roosevelt tries to shine a light on the human rights throughout the world by writing the UDHR, we are trying to shine a light on presenting our show to you today. So thank you for being here with us to spread this message. We hope that you will be inspired to shine your own light and spread this message. Now enjoy the show.
Okay, so I wrote a poem, and I'll just read it to you guys. Listen, you see the innocence, you see the injustice, you see that life isn't always fair. Listen, why do we live in a world where we need to be someone? We live in a life where you need to be rich to get the justice. You need to be a certain race, a certain color, to not be accused. Listen, I thought we were fighting for equal rights. I thought we were striving against racism. But why does it feel as if what we fought for was useless? Listen, 1848 to 1920, we started to fight for women's rights. But why does it feel as if women are still underestimated on what they can accomplish? Why does it seem as if we have those stereotypes against those women? Listen, 1954 to 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. He was part of the start to end segregation. They fought to gain their rights as people of a different color. But why does racism still seem as if it's a problem today? Listen, September 21, 2001, a man was accused of something he didn't do. A man of color, a man of poverty, a man who had no clear evidence to say he was guilty of murder. But was it because of his color? What about the system? Did they not want to admit they were at fault? Listen, October 3, 2002, a man was killed. Actually, a woman was killed. A transgender was beaten and strangled, then was hidden in the ground. And this happened all because they thought she was a she and never knew she was a he before. Listen, Tuesday, November 8, 2016, Election Day. Like they say, out with an old, in with a new. We the people had to pick a new leader, and yet we decided to have him, a biased, a racist, a person who has never been in politics. Listen, I've taken you through history. Now you need to decide what to do with the facts. Listen, you call the shots. You might think your say doesn't mean a lot, but it does. Imagine being at these points in time. If you were at the protest, if you were in that courtroom, if you were allowed to vote, if someone were to interview you about the situation at hand, would you speak up? Would you take action? Would you use your freedom of speech? Or would you say no thank you and leave? But hey, now that you've listened to me, it's your turn to listen to your heart and soul and speak.
We're going to be performing a song called Dear Mr. President, and I hope you guys like it.
Dear Mr. President, take a walk with me. Let's pretend we're just two people and you're not better than me. I'd like to ask you some questions and we can speak honestly. What do you feel when you see all the homeless on the street? Who do you pray for at night before you go to sleep? do you feel when you look in the mirror? Are you proud? How do you sleep while the rest of us cry? And how do you dream when a mother has no chance to say goodbye? How do you walk with your head held high? Can you even look me in the eye and tell me why?
Dear Mr. President, were you a lonely boy? Are you a lonely boy? How can you say no child is left behind? When I'm dumb or when I'm blind, they're sitting in your cells while you pave the road to hell. And what kind of father would take his own daughter's girls away? And what kind of father might hate his own daughter she was gay? I can only imagine what the first lady has to say. We've come a long way from whiskey and cocaine. You sleep while the rest of us cry. How do you dream when a mother has no chance to say goodbye? How do you walk with your head held high? Can you even look me in the eye? Let me tell you about hard work, minimum wage with the baby on the way. Let me tell you about hard work, rebuilding your house from the bomb slipping away. Let me tell you about hard work, building a bed out of cardboard box. Let me tell you about hard work, hard work, hard work. You don't know nothing about hard work, hard work, hard
At night, how do you walk with your head held high? Dear Mr. President, you never take it off of me.
Hi, I'm Tamara. I'm going to be reading a poem that I wrote, and it's named Afraid. So many have traveled miles from their home, risked their lives, never thinking they would see their families again. Afraid, never thinking they would see their roots again, having more hope than anyone in the world. Praying every step of their way that every step would lead them to a better life. Afraid, always thinking this is the right choice even if it wasn't. Having to face reality that there would be a chance of getting caught. Afraid, not knowing what to expect on the other side. How would they find a job, a place to live, health, opportunities? Parents thinking this is the best choice for my child. Una oportunidad para que hagas lo que yo no pude. Luchar para todo lo que tú quieras. To be able to make a difference in the world. We have come so far, but yet no progress has been made. We're afraid to step out of our home. We are afraid that our loved ones will be taken. We think, how is this possible? Nuestros padres han hecho todo para nosotros. How can one person decide our future? You don't know us. You have no right to judge us by the way we look or by what you've heard on the news, by our skin color, by the flag we have in our home, by the language we speak, by the clothing we wear, by what music we listen to, by what we believe in. Each and every one of us has worked to get where we are today, trabajando y luchando. How can one person make us afraid of who we are? We should embrace where we have come from. We shouldn't be afraid. So many have risked their lives to cross that border. Libertad. What does one piece of paper make a difference? We're all humans. We deserve equality. We deserve all the rights everyone else has. Papers or not.
Just because our skin color isn't the color you want, it gives you no right to judge. We pay taxes, we pay bills, we do everything you do. We just don't have the papers. We don't bring drugs, we're not rapists, we're humans. We all want the same thing. But now, we're also afraid. Afraid that people are coming for us. Afraid to put our flag outside of our home, to be sent away in tears. Why does one border make a difference? Why do you think this is okay? Well, it's not. It's time. It's time to take a stand for all our people that are here, illegally or not, to protect their rights. It takes not just one, but everyone to stand up and say no more. No more to being afraid. Use your voice. Stand up. Fight to unite. Unite to fight. All the borders that people cross should not make a difference in how we see them. Papers or not, stop being afraid. Come together. We can do this. Fight for what's right. Don't be afraid. Immigration is only a problem if you make it one. Don't be down on other people because you think you're superior. Todos somos humanos, somos diferentes, pero todos luchamos por lo que queremos. We're all humans, we're all equal, legal or not.
My name is Christian Ward, and this is my poem, Do We Really Matter? Every time I turn on the TV, I see another black life, looking in the future, and there's some hope in our sights. But I'm discouraged when that officer puts his sights on a 12-year-old kid with a pellet gun named Tamir Rice. See, this is why BLM is here, and this is why BLM is for the people, because life is like a movie, and these young brothers can't live the sequel. And as a sequel, what I mean is years in advance, trying to drive his car or moving out his parents. But this baby couldn't do that because he was a kid, got his life taken away, now he can't do the things that we did. Like graduating high school or going off to college, this little boy died and we still ain't got our knowledge. Now BLM is not only a statement, it's a movement for the people. It's warning about police brutality and what's equal. It seems like black lives are taken every day, got put in handcuffs and taken for a joyride like Freddie Gray. Body completely broken, ego completely shattered, but yet your humility says that all lives matter. Look at the struggle black people are facing in this nation. We're living in a world full of race relations. Our people are gone, our money is spent. Is that really all because my melanin has a tint? But yet I look up, we ain't got no water in Flint. Like Vic Mensa said it best, the water looks like morning piss. Our babies have fallen victim to lead poisoning, and I wish that all those lost lives can come back. Sad thing to say is that's not happening. What we can do to our system is start attacking them. All lives matter too, and I'm not excluding anyone. I'm just standing up for my rights here just like everyone. So if we come together and fight to unite, then we can come together and unite to fight. And I'm tired of these lost lives, that ain't right. Or you can stand up to these issues because it's fight or flight. This whole poem was dedicated to the people that have lost their lives to some kind of violence or police brutality and problems that go on in the world with black people in general. You see Flint, Michigan, which is predominantly made up of black people, they can't drink their water right now because it's not safe. They're falling victim to lead poisoning. They have to have filters just to drink water. Their system doesn't work. So I'm trying to educate you on the fact that our struggles don't just start and end with police brutality and racial profiling. We are dealing with other issues. But to go back to the bigger thing of the poem, you think by saying all lives matter is helping the nation, but in some ways really not, because by saying all lives matter, you're not honoring the black lives lost, and you're not honoring the cause. So, and I'm not here to show malice or hate towards any police at all. That's not my goal here. I'm just here to educate you because I feel like these stops were wrongfully done. So yeah.
And my poem's name is Equality, he for she. It was written by Sharon Perry. Females and males are one in the world, although that is not the belief that has been furrowed. We are told that one gender is better than the other. It seems it's just one stereotype, one after another. Equality can become realized if only we believe and take the initiative to take action and achieve. Why shouldn't men and women be treated the same? to have equal rights and equal pay. That surely be our aim. Men, gender inequality is your issue too. Although you may not agree, I'm afraid it's true. You should have the right to express your emotions and be what you please. You should not be pulled back by stigma, but instead be who you are at ease. Instead of fighting, we should be pulling together and make this journey a joint endeavor. We are of equal value if only we open our eyes at the heart of change that we will become most wise. Now or never, if not us, then who? Interest in this movement must come through. Equality is not a privilege, but a human right. All genders on the spectrum should be able to shine bright.
I'm Sabrina, and I'll be here to read a poem about women's rights that I wrote.
Yes, girl.
Women are equal to men. She's only 79% as hardworking as a male, not capable of ever having high authority, belonging in the kitchen to stay busy with pots and pans, but women are equal to men. Receiving an award for academic greatness, only to be sent home for exposure, wearing the same style of clothing as the boy beside her who remained with no troubles, labeled a delinquent but a 4.0 student who's confident in her body, but women are equal to men. Unwanted touches to her sides, hands, and waist. She begs for help, she wants an end. What were you wearing? Boys will be boys, just let it go. She tries again and again, only to be caught at a dead end. It is her fault for drawing attention, but women are equal to men. Men who walk around at any time with no worries, where women are too scared to walk down the street at dusk wearing a hoodie and sweatpants, but women are equal to men. She must compete with others for the man of her dreams, aspire to marriage, to care for her family before she even knows what love means, but women are equal to men. He was released from jail early because it was too traumatizing, too harsh, too dehumanizing for such a young boy. She was left crying, hoping, wishing, screaming because she will not ever be equal to a man. A man whose only difference is body parts, a man who is only as human being as she. We live in a time where men and women are on two different worlds, but aren't we all just a part of one equal world? I am a woman and I will not be your sexual object for use. I am a woman and I will not cover my body because you cannot control your own. I am a woman and I will not cook for you. I am a woman and I am not figured to give birth. I will not be forced to take care of a child because I was taken advantage of. I am a woman and I will get a government job if I please. I will wear what makes me feel confident. I will have control over my own body. I will not succumb to a man's needs. And I will live happily and freely because I am a woman and I am equal to a man.
Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides. Just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes? Shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines, digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. So, does my sexiness upset that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs. I rise. I rise.
Hi, I'm going to be doing a poem that I wrote that I don't have a name for. I'm just going to start. I want to start this off by saying I'm not trying to upend, but I'm trying to defend. Defend women everywhere just by educating people on what the newly elected president's been saying. See, I understand it's over, he's already won, but just think about these things if in the future you had a daughter, not a son. Think about your mother, sister, grandma, cousin, and every girl you know. If someone said these things to them, you think nothing of that person but love. So please listen to my not-so-silent mini protest about a man who says his horrible things about women, but claim he can make America the best. There has to be some form of punishment for them. I know that quote's a little vague, so let me tell you about the context in which it took place. He was referring to women who's had abortions. But I'd be willing to bet he wouldn't care if those babies were to have been born and then left to be orphaned. Let me stop and take a minute out of this to make it more clear. He's saying these women should be punished. Should they be in prison? For how long? A week? A month? A year? And let's take it from the perspective that abortion is being. Isn't it punishment enough that these women are being harassed and these clinics are being bombed? Think about that while we move on. You know, it doesn't really matter what they write as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of by your side, and she's got to be young and beautiful. Now this quote is one I really like. He's responding to an article in which she was being criticized. Let's dig a little deeper and take some time to analyze. What he's essentially saying is that if you're with a hot girl, it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, everyone knows women are meant to be paraded around by men. That's always been true. Let's not even mention that he should take responsibility for the thing he was being criticized, because according to him, every bad thing said about Trump is wrong and a lie. You're disgusting. Yet another quote that by itself is pretty unclear. I'll explain it to you so you can really see what's going on here. He said that to a woman who politely stepped out to breastfeed. Now this wasn't just some random woman, even though that would have been just as bad. No, it was his colleague. Maybe it's me, but I was taught that you treat your peers fair. I bet he wouldn't like it if someone said that to him while he was stepping out to fix his hair. But on a more serious note, he's saying that a woman feeding her child is gross. I'm sorry, I'm just a little confused about that, because in the previous quote, he said that nothing mattered if you had a sexy woman by your side to strike a pose. And I'm assuming by a sexy woman, he meant a woman showing some cleavage, some skin. So is his issue with breastfeeding the fact that the said breasts aren't being exploited by men? Think about that while I continue to dig in. The only thing Hillary's got going for her is the woman card. Oh, the woman card, you know the one. It's the card that gives you lucky ladies 24% off your income, a 1 in 5 chance that you'll be assaulted, and a 100% chance that when you fight to be equal, someone will be insulted. The card that gets you called bossy when you're trying to be a leader. The card that when you speak up and say, hey, that was kind of sexist, you get called a man-hater. The card that allows people to say the only reason you got something was because you're a girl. The card that Donald Trump's been trash-talking since he's been in this world. 26,000 unreported sexual assaults in the military. What did they think was going to happen when they put men and women together? I'm sorry, are you trying to say that whenever you put men and women together, you should expect there to be a sexual assault? And extending on that, are you saying that by expecting that, it's the woman's fault? Also, I may not be a boy, but I don't think they have a natural urge to rape. See, Donald, I know this concept seems foreign to you since you seem to have been born with a natural urge to hate. What?
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine.